And welcome back, YouTube. This is Buster here with another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some amazing deals currently available on the Nintendo eShop as of the weekend, July 12th. What sparked this idea is I seen some great deals and I thought I just want to share it with as many people as I can in case anybody wants to get some good games at some good prices. Alright, without further introduction, let's take a look. First up, I want to mention Burnstar. It's available for 99 cents. If you enjoy a good brain teaser action game, like a puzzle action game, this might be for you. Next, I want to mention Humans Fall Flat. A game that's not really my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people really like it. It's very much of a experimental, almost like Minecraft meets Gang Beasts, very different style game, very heavily multiplayer based. If you're a lone gamer, this is probably not for you, but if you're a heavy multiplayer fan, you might enjoy this. Membrane, 9 cents. 9 cents. I've never seen a game so cheap on any eShop ever. The art direction is pretty interesting. It looks like it has a lot to do with like organs and body. Just a really weird type game. It's, from what I've read, it's an action puzzle type game. Honestly, I might pick it up just because it's 9 cents. Super cheap. Might be worth a check. This game intrigues me. I believe it's 9 parchments. It's kind of a multiplayer RPG. I don't know if it's really my cup of tea. I don't know if it's really my style. Because when I think of RPG, I'm much more of a solo RPG person. But it might be worth checking out. $5.99 is still a bit pricey, though. This is super good. I honestly cannot believe the sale that they have on this. If you never played Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, this is 3 games in one for $20.99. If you were to just get one of these in a physical copy on the original DS, you're going to be paying well over $20.99, or at minimal $20 for one of them. You get 3 games in one. If you never played it before, you have to get it. It is an amazing series. Incredibly witty, a lot of great jokes. The gameplay, it's kind of like a point and click slash mystery slash you're an attorney and you gotta try to best the defense, or yeah, in its case, and it's just a fantastic game. Incredible dialogue. 3 games for $21. This is probably the star of the sale. Definitely worth checking out. Uni is a 2-player game. I don't know, 79 cents. It's 2-player only. I don't think there's a single-player option. Not is just a puzzle game. Thief Simulator seems to be kind of popular right now. I think the Nintendo Switch version is kind of lagging behind on updates, though, so you probably want to go more PC route if it's available on the PC, because from what I've read, the Nintendo Switch version doesn't have as good of an update record as the PC version. Yooka-Laylee gets a lot of dislikes because it tried to be Banjo-Kazooie, but failed. But honestly, I found it to be a very enjoyable game. $20 is not a bad price. If you could find it cheaper, maybe $15 would probably be the ideal price, but $20 is not a bad price for Yooka-Laylee. This game kind of intrigued me. It's only $3. What is it? SteamWorld Dig. It's a digging RPG action adventure game. It's very unique. Um, I've never played it, but I might be interested in picking it up just because it looks really insane. Now, before anybody says anything, yes, I did purchase Escape from Doodle Land, or Doodle, Escape from Doodle Land. Um, Honestly, the trailer hooked me. If you guys want watch the trailer, it's actually very reminiscent of the newer Rayman games where you're basically just constantly running, almost like a speedrun style, and you're getting chased by a big thing that wants to eat you. And to slow it down, you can actually uh, fart, and it kind of, you basically knock the enemy back a little bit. It's I don't know why, but I get a very Adult Swim vibe from it. Like if you ever watch some of the Adult Swim shows, it feels like something that Adult Swim would make. Very silly, very grotesque. It was only 99 cents. Honestly, I really like the art style, so I picked it up. Worms. You can't go wrong with the Worms games. Typically very fun, but it's multiplayer only. So if you don't have anybody to share it with, stay away from it. If you have people to play with, definitely worth checking out. It's a lot. It could be a lot of fun. Mutant Muds. I've never actually played it, but this game I believe is 3-in-1, and that's a pretty good deal. I know it was released quite a long time ago, I believe on the 3DS, and now they re-released it on the Switch, so that's kind of cool. And from what I remember, it's very platformy slash Metroidvania, so it could be a pretty fun game. Of course, The Messenger, very good game. Never heard of Xenodrifter, but it's 99 cents, so it might be worth a look. The Way, Show Me the Way, needs to be starred by, need to have a Knuckles up patch. The Green Game, very action heavy platformer, very precise platformer. Might be worth a look. Of course, Super Meat Boy, classic game, can't go wrong with Super Meat Boy. Death Road to Canada. Now, was Death Road to Canada originally a free game? If so, you probably would want to stick with that. If it wasn't, then it might be fun to have this game on the go on your Nintendo Switch. Of course, you got Outlast. This is the second one. Outlast is a game series that I loved watching, but I don't know if I'd ever want to play it just because I've watched the entire series being played, and I don't know if I want to actually experience it since I know what's going to happen. Let me see. This game right here, Last Will, intrigues me. It's very story heavy. You have a huge amount of text, and basically, from what I understand, it gives you kind of like basically a person passed away and you have to pass judgment whether they go to heaven or hell. Very reminiscent of the show Death Parade, if you've ever seen that. But instead of, basically it's a text version of Death Parade. And I find that very intriguing. Very intriguing. A game that I might consider picking up. Of course, Velocity. Looks like a super fun game. I've never played it, but it basically looks like a speedrunner platformer action game, and it just looks a lot of fun. And the main character looks like Samus, so you can't go wrong with that. Tricky Towers, once again another YouTube-inspired game. Not a game that really intrigues me too much because once again it's a very heavy multiplayer base, but you know, if you have a lot of friends that would enjoy that type of game, it might be worth a pickup. Magicat just looks like a really adorable, fun platformer, and it's only $1.25. You play as a cute little chibi cat, and you face like cute little slime monsters. Very adorable. Might be worth a purchase at $1.25. The first tree looks like a very artsy game, a game that I might consider picking up just because I really like those artsy style games. Never heard of that one, Surrender. Some of the... Oh, also, if you guys see a game that you highly recommend in the comments, or in this video, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always looking for recommendations. Ding Dong, 19 cents, might be worth a check. Once again, you ain't gonna find too many things for under $1 nowadays, so that might be just at least worth like a trailer, just or gameplay, see if it's your type of thing. Unruly, that actually sounds kind of fun. This one, Smoke and Sacrifice, actually looks like a very endearing game. Basically, you're a mother, and you have to try to get your child back that's been abducted by the underworld. And once you go into the underworld, there's like a whole bunch of monsters. You gotta fend them off. You gotta try to sneak around them. It's almost like a survival roguelike. So it's a very interesting type of game. And I love the art direction in it. The art direction looks fantastic. Among the Sleep, a horror, once again, what I like to call a YouTube game, just to, I don't know, not my cup of tea. Shadows of Adam actually looks like a very good RPG, a game that I might consider picking up. I know, $12 is kind of expensive for an eShop game, but it looks like a very well done RPG that's reminiscent of the 16-bit era. If you like the 16-bit era RPGs, this one definitely worth checking out. Shelter looks like another very fantastic artsy style game. Another one that I kind of remind me a lot of the Lone Tree or the old first tree. Very artsy, very somber, but kind of looks cool. $10 is still quite a bit though. The Room, I was disappointed. I thought it was gonna be like a horror, almost like Saw type game, but it's basically just solve the puzzle and escape. It's basically escape room the game, just very boring. Lust, I'm not sure about that one. Has a really cool logo though. I actually just downloaded this one. I haven't played it yet, but the game actually looks pretty fun, and I'm pretty excited because I love those old-style RPGs. This one I also just downloaded recently. This game, I don't know what it is, but it feels like Super Mario 3D Land. The art is just adorable. The music is serene. It makes you feel super relaxed. Basically, you're just this little tree dude that's just trying to save his forest. Very, very fun, relaxing game. I highly enjoy it. This one is not out yet, but it looks like an RPG horror or RPG Maker horror type game, and I love those, so I'm highly anticipating this game right here. This game, Shadow Fight, I love the art direction, but it's a 2D fighter, so I don't know if that would be your cup of tea. I I haven't really looked to see if it's mostly multiplayer or if you can actually play single player with it. If it's a single player mode, it might be worth it. If it's just multiplayer with like a practice mode for single player, probably not then. This game right here, uh, Koi, or Koi. Koi, sorry, Koi. Basically, you play a fish, a very small fish, and you got to light the lily pads to basically remove all the trash and all the darkness from your pond. However, there's some infected fish that are giant and are trying to eat you. So, it's a very relaxing at times, intense at times game. Very fun. $3, it's definitely worth a check. Coffee Crisis looks like a pretty fun game. I haven't downloaded it, I've never played it, but I like the premise. Very cool. Tesla Lovecraft. Until I seen what type of game, I love the title, but it's not my game. It's basically like a tower defense type game, and it's just not. I'm not a big fan of those type of games. This one, I'm trying to remember what type of game it was. Let's take a quick look. Okay, I think this one, from what I remember, is just kind of like a single player MMORPG, which just makes no sense. This one looks like a pretty interesting shump, but I love the name, but the graphics look very not super inspired. So, I don't know. Possibly worth a check. Of course, we got an Adventure Time game. Love those. This one's kind of cool because it kind of is an interesting game that it's a game that incorporates learning some kanji in Japanese, which I like, which I think is very intriguing. It kind of helps you learn a little bit of like just some simple Japanese, and I think that's kind of cool. Of course, Friday the 13th classic. Judge is basically your Judge Dredd, and you just go around mowing down people. Pretty interesting concept. This one's basically an MMORPG, literal MMORPG. Oh, they added some more. Oh, Son of a Witch. I haven't played this, but the trailer looks fantastic. It looks really funny. I've seen some gameplay. It looks like a pretty good series. Sorry about that. Let's get back to where we were. Man, looks like they even added some more since I last looked earlier today. I mean, Looks like they got a lot of good. I mean, I forgot to mention Steins Gate. That's a pretty good. I mean, that's the complete edition. That's pretty dang good price for that. Uh, Butcher is one heck of a. It's super. It's a super violent 2D side scroller where you pretty much just try to obliterate everything in your path. It looks super over the top, but super fun. But almost back to where we were. This game is kind of still overpriced for being a rhythm-based game. But yeah, Son of Witch, really funny. Definitely looks a lot of fun. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh, Sender is basically a choose your own story uh, fairy tale, but twisted fairy tale. A little bit pricey, still at $15.99. Hopefully in the future it comes down a little bit, but looks to be a very fun game. One that I would definitely consider buying at $9.99, but $15.99 is still a bit high in my opinion. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to highlight? Toast Time looks like a pretty fun 1 to 4 player just action game. Inferium. It's still pricey, and honestly it looks like it's supposed to be a horror game, but it looks much more of a action horror instead of a true horror game, what I'm more used to. I think that's about all I wanted to highlight from what I've seen. The best deal I've seen by far was the Phoenix Wright. I definitely wanted to highlight that. There's some amazing other deals too. Woodle for $3 is definitely fun. Yeah, there's some other great deals here. As you can see, I mean, a lot of these are like 50% off, 90% off. You know, just some great deals. I just want to share with you guys, and please let me know in the comments down below if there's anything I missed to talk about that you guys would highly recommend. Because like I said, I love trying out new indie games to see if they're any good. And if I can get them on a deal, I'm much more inclined to buy it than at full price. So this is Booster Box Buster, just sharing with you some fantastic deals available on the Nintendo Switch currently as of July 12th. Signing out.